double the possession, double the disappointment. So when the first trailer for The Exorcist Believer was released, it kind of got me a little excited because the trailer made this look like it had a lot of potential. And especially with the return of Ellen Bernstein as Chris McNeil, it's like, oh, okay. They're like, this isn't a remake. It's not a reboot. It's a direct sequel. But I think, if anything, this is further proof that older horror movies should just be left alone. The Exorcist, the original, is one of the absolute greatest horror movies ever crafted, period. And here we are in 2023 with another Exorcist movie, and they should have left it alone. So the basis of the story is there's a little girl named Angela, played by Lydia Jewett, who never met her mother because there was a terrible accident, and it was save the mother or save the child. The child is the one that was saved. So she never met her mother. And her friend, Catherine, played by Olivia Markham, they end up going into the woods to conjure the mother, I guess, because she wanted to talk to her. But instead, they, of course, conjured a demon, and they both got possessed. And that brings Chris McNeil back into the fold, though the trailer definitely makes it seem like her role is much bigger than it actually is, so that is a little disappointing. But I will say the two girls, I think they do great, I believe, as two possessed children. I don't know if, like, the deep guttural voices are actually theirs. Who knows? But, like, their movements, their actions, their facial expressions, I thought they did very well. Same thing with Bernstein and her much smaller than realized part. I think she does good, and, we're led to believe that Regan, recently played by Linda Blair, might be dead, rotting in hell, but, Chris doesn't believe that, and we may or may not find out by the end of the movie the truth, but you'll have to go see it if you dare to find out. Well, what made the original Exorcist so good was the possibility that demonic possession exists, and it didn't matter who you are, what your gender was, how much money you had, doesn't matter. The demon gonna possess you. And the actions and the movements and the language, it was scary back when it was released in the 70s, and it's still freaky now. But the main issue I have with Believer is that it gives us nothing new. We have seen loads upon loads of possession movies since The Exorcist, and it's become kind of a paint-by-numbers genre. So it's like, they didn't really do anything new here. Had some pretty decent performances, but there was nothing scary about it. It's got some cheap jump scares, which is all a lot of horror really rely on nowadays, which is disappointing. But the story itself isn't frightening. Ultimately, The Exorcist Believer is a disappointment. It really is. I went into it with not high hopes, but with some hope, because it's being produced by Blumhouse, and they've really become a household name in the world of horror. But lately, they're kind of tanking in terms of quality. I wanted this movie to be good because it's supposedly the start of a new trilogy, and the way it ends, it's like, okay, this can definitely 100% continue, but I don't know if I want it to continue, because they should just leave The Exorcist alone. I give The Exorcist Believer. Only because of the kind of overall strong performances, I'm going to give it a D.
Did you enjoy the review? Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get notified when more reviews go live. Feel free to leave a comment to discuss your thoughts on the movie or show, and I will see you next time.